Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Olajide Bello. Remember, you can watch this podcast live on our website nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. Now let's start from the agricultural sector, where the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has distributed agricultural inputs to 6,000 wheat farmers in Kano. Under the intervention, farmers were divided into 12 special cluster centers in the state, in which each smallholder farmer was given 3 bags of fertilizer and a 50-kilogram bag of wheat seeds. Shehu Adamu reports.
Launching the distribution exercise at Alkamawa in Bunkuri, the Kano State Coordinator, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Isa Isiako Otore, explained that the program is covering 3,000 hectares in the 12 special clusters in Alkamawa and local government areas of Ajingigaya and Garko. The coordinator said the inputs were given to the farmers at 75% subsidy by the federal government, while the farmers will pay 25% of the inputs.
The special cluster centers, we have about 12 in Kano, 4 at Alkamawa, 3 at Gurgur, Ajingi local government. We have 2 at Gaya local government, then 3 at Garko local government.
Chairman of the Gaya Emirate Farmers Association, Yakubu Ibrahim, expressed gratitude to the federal government for their intervention, saying it will go a long way in boosting wheat production in the state.
The scheme is quite okay. That will reduce the importation of wheat, which is the major food stuff, the grain we need.
The beneficiaries are optimistic that the intervention will encourage them to resume large-scale wheat production, which before now reduced significantly due to the high prices of fuel and fertilizer. In Kano, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
The Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has launched the distribution of kiosks for 300 youth under the Micro Retailers Empowerment Initiative of the state government to reduce the redundancy and increase productivity among the youth in the state. The beneficiaries were selected from the 287 political wards in the state. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
We hope this will be a great start of business that will not only benefit me, but also positively impact people at large. We have heard that Dangote started from a small business, and we aspire to be the next Dangote. We will do our very best to sustain this business, and we hope to one day empower others as well.
These youth were thoroughly tutored on the do's and don'ts of business growth and profitability, which stakeholders view with this empowerment. The ball is set rolling for them to explore their business potentials using the skills they have learned during training.
This youth empowerment initiative will significantly boost the economic well-being of the state, helping individuals to support themselves, their families, and society at large. All the youth here have been trained in conducting transactions using POS system, as well as in the skills of buying and selling.
Governor Umar Namadi reiterates commitments to his promises to fight poverty and hunger among citizens in the state through agriculture and youth and women empowerment.
Each of these youths now have an opportunity to own and grow a retail shop to become a much big-time business enterprises and gradually transform them from micro retailers to big-time businessmen. In addition to owning the micro retail shop, all the beneficiaries will be tutored on basic business skills that will help them to effectively manage an enterprise as a profit-generating venture.
Umar Namadi administration has in the last 1 year empowered thousands of women and youth under various categories of empowerment who are doing well in their different areas of specialty. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
And away from retailer empowerment, using transformative power of storytelling in raising awareness and driving actions towards the realization of the SDGs was the focus of the grand finale of the SDGs Short Films Challenge, an award held in Abuja. Correspondent Deborah Balagbobo reports that this is the second edition of the program with deserving innovations and inspiring solutions towards amplifying the voices of the marginalized group.
It was the moment where creativity fused with sustainable development goals in Nigeria. 119 countries presented 2,250 short films that represent shared aspirations for poverty reduction, gender equality, quality education, climate action, and clamor for a society where no one is left out.
The general agenda for everybody to ensure that our development is given to the people. So with this, we are leading advocacy for the SDGs.
The call to action, which is a storytelling that is young innovators and creatives are telling us, is how do we redouble our efforts and to ensure that we can all put our hands together.
And we wanted people to hear and discuss the SDGs from a different perspective, and using film has proved to be very effective.
Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs says film is more than entertainment, but a potential tool for advocacy, a driver of social change, and a means to creating jobs and empowering the youth, hence the collaboration.
Through initiatives like this, we are not just supporting young filmmakers, but we are also creating opportunities for employment, fostering entrepreneurship, and inspiring the next generation of change makers.
In our own part, we are going to do everything possible, most especially in our committee level, for the 2025 budget. We are going to make sure that we have done a lot and contribute to the SDG.
The climax of the night was screening and presentation of awards to winning filmmakers. In Abuja, Deborah Balabubu, NTA News.
And away from the creative industry, the Nigerian Navy has reaffirmed its commitment to fostering peace and security through initiatives aimed at strengthening military relations across the country. Correspondent Haruna Mohammed reports that this was emphasized by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogara, during the inauguration of a fully equipped primary healthcare center donated to the Samaru community in Zaria, Kaduna State.
Aside making waves and beyond the seas, the Nigerian Navy unveils a major initiative to address societal challenges while fostering peace and development nationwide. At the heart of this effort is a new healthcare facility in Samaru as part of the Navy's broader strategy to enhance community well-being. Rear Admiral Ibrahim Dewu, the Chief of Policy and Plans, emphasized the significance of the project, a non-kinetic approach of tackling security challenges aimed at building trust and improving the lives of local communities.
Underscores the commitment of the Nigerian Navy leadership in strengthening civil-military cooperation between the Nigerian Navy and the civil populace.
Primary Healthcare Center, Samaru, in the name of God.
The Chief of Naval Staff, represented by Rear Admiral Julius Nwagu, says the Navy remains dedicated to uplifting the underserved areas, which underscores the Navy's commitment to enhancing the quality of lives of Nigerians, particularly in communities with limited access to essential services.
This is aimed at winning the hearts and, of course, the critical support of the community, engendering your support for all military operations, whether Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, that might come around this area. Embrace all our operations and see it as part of what is aimed at ensuring that we are properly secured for national security and development.
The new healthcare center is set to serve Samaru and neighboring areas, providing critical medical services and strengthening the relationship between military and the civil community. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
A new chapter is now unfolding on the Kaura Namoda Jibia Road as the tide of insecurity slowly recedes. This is as commuters and residents say the narrative of fear is giving way to a new reality of security and peace on the highway. Respondent Haliru Muhammad, who visited the route, reports that the road has become relatively safe for movement.
Kaura Namoda Jibia Road, despite its strategic importance to the socio-economic development of this area, has been a hotspot for armed banditry and kidnappings for many years, resulting to loss of lives and property. This problem has been so serious that a lot of people have abandoned this road and have taken alternative routes, despite the longer distance and of course increase in cost before they could reach their destination. This narrative, according to commuters and residents, is however gradually changing as the road has in recent times witnessed significant improvement in security.
The road is safe now, by God's grace, because before they are kidnapping, but now it's just, they will just come and charge you and collect what you have, maybe phone or your money, they will leave you in peace.
Really, the road has been abandoned for about 3-4 years, but now relatively peace has returned.
So it's a little bit fair. I may call it fair because at times there are some few attacks here and there, but it's reduced a certain level now.
Despite this improvement in security on the Kauran-Namoda-Jibia road, the respondents have remained vigilant as they call for sustained efforts by security operatives to address armed banditry and kidnappings on the road. From Kauran-Namoda-Jibia road in Zamfara State, I am Halir Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force says it will continue leveraging technology as well as non-kinetic approaches in delivering its mission of protecting and upholding the sovereignty of Nigeria and its interest. The Chief of Air Staff and Reviewing Officer, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar Stevis, on the passing out parade of airmen and airwomen of Basic Military Training Course 44 of the Nigerian Air Military Training Center, Kaduna. Haruna Mohammed reports.
Basic Military Training Course 44 of the 2023 Fundo.
For every beginning comes an end. Numbering 1,190 recruits on parade, 6 solid months was the teaching period for them to be fully absorbed into the armed forces. The parade says a lot about the condiment that makes each man standing, quick and slow march in a momental transformation from civilhood into Nigerian Air Force ready for deployment. The drill being displayed characterized about 200 movements to protect in a baseline formation ready to carry out assigned missions and unalloyed loyalty to the Chief of Air Staff.
Since the assumption of office of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief, there has been very significant expansion in terms of our capabilities. We have had fleet expansion, we have had a lot of other weapon systems and facilities that have been introduced into the service. So these airmen and airwomen that are just coming in are going to go into the service because we need to operate and maintain these systems as effectively, as efficiently as possible.
Award was presented in order of merit to the recruits.
From the Nigerian Air Force Military Training Center, Kaduna, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
An attempt by an import and export businessman to smuggle 256 wraps of cocaine into the country through the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport has been reported by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports that the seizure is reported to be the single largest interception of cocaine at the Kano Airport since the creation of the airport command of NDLEA in 2006.
First time, it was a busy day for officers and men of the NDLEA Kano Command, and an unfortunate one for a businessman who claims to be into import and export business, who was found to have packed hundreds of cocaine pellets in his body. Similarly, attempt by an ex-convict to export a consignment of Rofinol to South Africa through the export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, was equally frustrated by NDLEA officers at the airport. The consignment was hidden in a cargo containing gari, shoes, men's singlet and other items. The suspect was convicted for a similar crime earlier this year following his arrest for attempting to ship tramadol to South Africa through the export shed of the Lagos airport. In the same vein, an Italy-based businesswoman was on Wednesday, 18th December, arrested by NDLEA officers while trying to board a flight to Italy. A total of 9,190 tablets of various brands of tramadol weighing 6.00 kilograms were recovered from her. Meanwhile, no fewer than 418,330 pills of tramadol and tapentadol, as well as 8,000 bottles of codeine-based syrup were recovered from a warehouse at a building material market in Onitsha, Anambra State, on Tuesday, 17th November, when NDLEA operatives raided the market following credible intelligence. And as the year comes to an end, the anti-narcotic agency says it is not relenting in its operations to rid the country of illicit substances. In Abuja, Sadwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now let's join Awal Yusuf Jibo in Lagos for more on Nationwide. Awal, compliments of the season.
Olajide. As the countdown to Christmas begins, some Lagosians appeal to the relevant authorities to assist in the decongestion of major roads prone to traffic in major parts of Lagos. Amaka Owo, who witnessed the situation in the last few days, filed this report.
As the festive season gradually gets to its peak, some Lagosians have continued to call attention to the incessant gridlock being experienced in various parts of the state.
I feel so bad because I have an event that is starting by 3 p.m. and I'm still choked up here.
I don't feel happy about it because I have an appointment for 11 and I've been here in the traffic for less than like 3 hours now. Okay. And it's so hectic for me. I didn't need to work on it because I really don't know what's really going on right now, currently, because everywhere is so packed up.
I say let the last man go to the junction and clear the road. Everywhere is blocked. Let them put effort to clear the road so that we can be free from here.
Being stuck in traffic for hours is often considered a nightmare. This is owing to numerous disadvantages, dissatisfaction, and discomfort that comes with it.
We've been here for like 2 hours now. It's just very bad. We have to wind down. The heat is crazy as well. So yeah, I just go back from UK. Okay. So I think they are the ones that are making this traffic really worse because every day everybody are coming to come and do that December in Lagos.
This is a business hour. People are going to work, and you know how much millions now people will have lost on this almost like 2 hours, 3 hours traffic. It's not worth the trouble. Please talk to the authorities in power to do something about this, please.
The Yuletide season usually comes with an increase in the movement of people. Lagosians expect an intervention in the days ahead to end the gridlock being experienced in the city. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
The ongoing Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road is one of the 4 legacy projects of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that places the interests of the country above any personal interest. Minister of Works David Umahi disclosed this while on an inspection of the coastal road with other top officials of the ministry.
The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road is aimed at connecting Nigeria's southern coastal line, stretching 700 kilometers. While inspecting the project, Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, expressed satisfaction with the commitment and professionalism displayed by the contractor handling the project. He said, contrary to speculations, the permanent structure of landmark property was not affected by the road. At the diaspora land, Senator Umahi took time to explain the reason behind the rerouting of kilometer 13 and 16 in Okunwaja axis,
where you have the True Africa, you also have the MTN campus. And people taking country. We did meetings with MTN, True Africa, more than 1 month. We did meetings with them. We x-rayed the route, we x-rayed their cables, and we saw infringements. Of course, going by coast line. Was there any initial fear? We have gone to destroy
no. Despite being confronted with unexpected challenges, the contractor is poised to ensure that the project meets international standards.
We have to alternate our protection aspect of the
With the current pace of work on the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, the minister said the first section of the road, along with other projects across the country, will be ready for commissioning by May next year. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Wadiam in Maiduguri after the break. Don't go away.
This year draws to a close. We would like to express our sincere gratitude for your continued support. From breaking news to heartwarming stories, we are committed to bringing you credible content and delivering captivating programs that keep you glued to your screens. Our team is committed to providing exceptional service to delight our clients. We say thank you to those who have supported us through the year, from government agencies to corporate clients, political parties.
Welcome to Maiduguri. In line with Borno State government policy of giving a sense of belonging to all segments of the society, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum has approved free transportation to the non-indigenous citizens living in Borno to enable them celebrate Christmas in their hometowns. The annual free transport support, which has become a tradition in the state, was flagged off by the Ohaneze APC support group. Abubakar Musa reports.
The Free Transport Scheme is an annual support initiative of Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, introduced in 2020 to enable other Nigerians living in Borno celebrate the festive season at their ancestral homes. The 710 beneficiaries of the Free Transport Scheme, mainly from the southern part of the country, will also be supported with a sum of 50,000 naira to celebrate Christmas. The chairman of Ohaneze APC support group, Ugochukwu Egudike, and Hassan Alao Yusuf, Oba of Borno, and other board of trustees thanked Governor Babagana Umara Zulum for his inclusivity, regardless of their non-indigenous status.
I want to appreciate him in a very big way. He's a governor that has a large heart. He's a governor that carries his people along, especially we living in Borno State.
He has been doing this, and we want to appreciate him. Considering the situation of the country now, most of our people here wouldn't have traveled because of cost of transportation.
Borno Express General Manager Gray Mazanna Kyari applauded Governor Zulum for his efforts in alleviating the sufferings of the people.
He has provided a free transportation to our people that are going for Christmas. And we are living witness that those that are traveling today, they are part and parcel of Borno State.
The excited beneficiaries also appreciated the governor and prayed for God's blessings upon him. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Musa, NTA News.
Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation has launched the final phase of its teacher training program in Biu, equipping 1,106 teachers from 7 local government education authorities from the Southern Zone with modern techniques to improve teaching and learning standards. The ceremony took place at College of Education, Wakabiu. Tina Turu reports.
This is the 5th phase, which marks the culmination of a comprehensive educational reform strategy by Borno State government, bringing the total number of trained teachers to 7,415, with 1.7 billion naira so far invested in the upgrade training. Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, Lawan Abowekilbe, presented a symbolic check of 242,220,000 naira to kickstart the program, emphasizing government's commitment to teacher development as each trainee receive a monthly allowance of 30,000 naira for the duration of the 3-month training and effort towards enhancing teachers' welfare. According to him, this initiative is part of the state government's broader efforts to improve access to quality education, with Governor Zulum investing billions of naira in the sector in 2024 alone. The commissioner assured trainees that successful completion of program would lead to automatic upgrades to the appropriate grade levels and migration to the new minimum wage structure of 70,000 naira. Provost of Wakabiu College of Education, Dr. Gambo Seljaba, highlighted the importance of the program in ensuring that teachers are well prepared to meet the challenges of modern classrooms, assuring them of the college's readiness to deliver intensive training focused on pedagogy, literacy, and numeracy. Permanent Secretary of the State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, Dr. Helni Michelia, among other NLC and TUC leadership, urged the participants to remain punctual, dedicated throughout the program, emphasizing that their commitment would directly influence the success of the initiative. As the Emir of Biu, Mustafa Umar Mustafa Aliu II, urged trainees to take the training seriously, it is clear that this program is not just about improving education, but about shaping a better future for the state. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
That is our contribution from Maiduguri. Nationwide continues with Olajide Bello in Abuja.
Many thanks, Wadiam, and let's head straight now to the National Assembly, where the 10th House of Representatives has demonstrated commitment to regional development and socio-economic growth through legislations that address critical needs of the Nigerian people. This is the submission of Speaker Tajuddin Abbas and other principal officers at an interactive session with diverse interest groups in Abuja. National Assembly correspondent Mitairi Ikben reports.
State of the House 2024 is a first-of-its-kind legislative scorecard at the end of the year. For the leadership of the House, updating citizens and getting feedback are crucial steps to improving the legislative agenda of the 10th Assembly. 1,351 bills passed by the House in the last 18 months are tailored to solve citizens' challenges.
Like the minimum wage amendment bill, which doubled the national minimum wage of all public workers in the country and even private. I'm sure that bill, if we are to raise today, perhaps it will come number one because of the reach and the significance and the impact it makes in the lives of our public servants in the country.
State policing is one of the thematic areas for our constitutional amendments, and we want to make an informed decision with regards to that space.
This current budget, the 2025, the President has proposed even an increase in security because it affects every sector.
And what we have insisted is that we should be a little bit more transparent and open to Nigerian people.
It was a platform for frank questions and direct answers, and citizens believe accountability by the leadership of the House is the way to go.
We are expecting that they should do more and of course listen more to the people, just as promised by the Speaker, so that the laws they are going to make should be as desired by the people.
It is expected for us to hold government accountable. This time around, we did not go there, but it is the House that called us to tell us what they have been doing. I think it is a good initiative.
We should have more of this at the grassroots level. Let them go back to their constituencies and speak with the people, their constituents. Feel the pulse, know what really they want.
The House leadership hopes to sustain the platform for dialogue as part of its quest to operate an open parliament. From the National Assembly, Mitairi Ikben, NTA News.
And away from the National Assembly, 8 states in Nigeria have indicated interest with 30% counterpart fund to key into federal government's newly launched interventions to increase access to electricity in rural communities. Executive Director, Rural Electrification Fund, Doris Uber, said the interventions will upscale solar energy connections and boost rural economies. Joshua Ojito reports.
The initiative EHAT, which is to energize healthcare centers, educational facilities, agriculture, rural communities and the transportation sector, as well as the distributed access through renewable energy scale-up DES, received support of states government.
Our expected outcome is to create an alignment between the different parties that are required to play a critical role in addressing the electricity access gap in the country.
8 states are ready with a 30% counterpart fund, as federal government is to provide 60% funding for the projects.
Kaduna State ready to receive our co-funding. People like Plateau State Governor, Katsina, Cross River, Lagos State. So the list is unending, and we're encouraging those who have not started to emulate those who are already in the game, so that this can be an all-encompassing solution for every state.
The counterpart funding that is required from the state, I believe that the governors should do well to attend to that. Already we have a counterpart funding for 10,000 solar for 10,000 homes. Practical State is having it so good.
Time now for the transition to renewable energy.
More than 17 million Nigerians are expected to be connected with solar mini-grids under the 2 programs. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
It was a mixed feeling for prospective railway travelers in Itakpe and Warri during the commencement of the federal government's free train services across the country. Solomon Ayede, who was at Itakpe railway station in Kogi during the commencement of the service, reports that the eager passengers thronged the rail facility along the corridor.
More than 1,000 prospective travelers from within and outside the state converged on Itakpe rail station in Kogi State as the window of free rail services opened by the federal government during the Yuletide commences across the country. However, excitement gave way to anxiety as passengers waited extra hours for the train, which originated from Uzevu station in Warri, covering 320-kilometer journey, finally arrived in Itakpe.
We had the train overloaded, so they should bring train that will accommodate everybody, and at the same time bring in staff to control the crowd.
The management of Itakpe Warri rail service seemed to have gotten more than it bargained, as the 584 passenger capacity train was overstretched, causing slight delays in its services both in Warri and Itakpe ends.
There is need for additional coaches. As I speak to you, we are having 7 coaches on this train, and that 7 coaches, each coach can carry 88 passengers. So you can imagine that we have about 700 passengers that is going to have a seat. But the crowd that you are seeing here is more than 1,000.
Coming from Abuja down here, the transportation is so high that people cannot even afford it. Talk less of entering this train, and it's free. We are very happy.
I would appreciate it if the federal government can actually work on the rails and extend the departure lines from Abuja down to Itakpe.
After its first operation, it is hopeful that the anomalies will be quickly resolved to enable Nigerians enjoy this dividend of democracy provided by the federal government. In Itakpe, Kogi State, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has commiserated with victims of the stampede that occurred during a food distribution event at Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Mitama, Abuja, on Saturday. In a statement by the Minister's Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and New Media, Mary Olayinka, government hospitals have been directed to treat those that were injured in the stampede free of charge. The Minister, who directed by police permission, should henceforth be obtained by individual organizations planning public distribution of palliatives, either food items or cash, said it was painful that 10 lives were lost in the stampede, while praying for the repose of the souls of the lives that were lost and fortitude for their families to bear the irreparable loss. Wike assured that the government will ensure that those injured were given adequate medical attention. The FCT Minister commended the police and other security agencies for their prompt intervention, adding that the promptness in which security agencies responded to the incident was commendable. And President Bola Tinubu has cancelled all his official events in Lagos, including his attendance at the 2024 Lagos Boat Regatta in honor of the stampede victims in Abuja, Ibadan and Okija, Anambra State. The 3 tragedies claimed many lives and left many others injured. In a statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onuga, including top officials of the Lagos state government and white cap chiefs from the state, were already seated when the president cancelled his appearance following briefing on the tragedies. President Tinubu urges states and relevant authorities to enforce strict crowd control measures while checking operational lapses by organizations involved in charitable and humanitarian activities. The president prays for the peaceful repose of innocent Nigerians who died in the Stampede and quick recovery to the injured, also wishing the Lagos state government organizers of the boat regatta a successful and hitch-free festival. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu expresses profound sorrow over the passing of retired Supreme Court Justice Uthman Mohammed Argungu, describing his departure as a significant personal and national loss. Justice Argungu, who passed away at the age of 80, was a respected jurist and a cherished associate of the president. Following Islamic rites, he was laid to rest on Sunday in his hometown of Argungu, Kebbi State. Special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement says President Tinubu remembers the late elder statesman as a distinguished jurist whose life was dedicated to serving humanity and his country with unwavering integrity and commitment. He also says, reflecting on Justice Argungu's rich legacy, the president recalls his early contributions as a teacher in the Old Sokoto province. This was followed by an illustrious legal career that began with his call to bar in 1965 and culminated in his elevation to the Supreme Court bench in 1993. His influence as a jurist extended beyond Nigeria, as he also served as a visiting justice of the Supreme Court of Gambia. In honor of Justice Argungu's remarkable life and service, President Tinubu offers prayers for the repose of his soul and extends heartfelt condolences to his family, the government, and people of Kebbi State during this time of mourning. A 3-day fidal for the late Deputy Director of Voice of Nigeria, Rafat Salami, was held in Abuja. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris is among many well-wishers that offered special prayers for the peaceful repose of the soul of the deceased. Salu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
Imam Fuad Adeyemi led the congregation to offer special prayers as family, friends, professional colleagues and well-wishers converged at the Al-Habibiyya Central Mosque in Guzape to fulfill the religious obligation for the peaceful repose of the soul of Rafat Salami. Ambassador Sheikh Redwal Mustafa reminded Muslim faithful to focus attention on building legacies on activities that will be beneficial to them in the hereafter.
If you are hoping that one day you will meet your Lord, if you are hoping that a day is coming that you will meet face to face with your Lord, then continue to do good deeds.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, described late Rafat Salami as an asset to the media industry and one who promoted the ideals of Islam.
First, let me convey President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's condolences to the family, her friends, and well-wishers, and the entire media community in Nigeria, to her family, to her friends, and to everyone within the media community. We mourn her, and we also want to take this opportunity to ask the media personalities, wherever they are, to emulate Rafat. She indeed lived a very good life, very professional, very forthright. We pray for Allah to accept her in Al-Jannah. We also pray that the family will find comfort even in death.
On the unfortunate triple event of Stampede in Ibadan, Anambra and Abuja, the minister says,
Mr. President also advises all Nigerians to, even when they are receiving palliatives that are meant actually to help the people, situations like that turn into tragedy. It is quite unfortunate. No one prays for that. And Mr. President has already directed that a thorough investigation carried out with a view to ascertaining the immediate and remote causes of such tragic situations, and to also avert the occurrence of these kind of situations going forward. At a time that we are going into the Christmas season, we will not want to have tragedies such as this. The President is greatly saddened by this. All of us are saddened by this, and we do hope that this will be the last that we hear of this kind of situation in this country.
In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
And time now to join Anwili in Benin for contributions from that zone. Anwili, compliments of the season.
Good afternoon. You're welcome to Benin. Chairman of the Assets Verification Committee constituted some activities of the previous administration, Dr. Afolabi Ernest Umakihe, says the immediate past administration left behind a debt burden of 200 billion naira as outstanding commitments to contractors. He made the disclosure during a press conference at the Government House. Goodluck Enaini has details.
Most of the ongoing projects, the committee says, were awarded in 2024 and leaves the new government with a huge burden amounting to about 200 billion naira as outstanding commitment to contractors who were only mobilized. It also uncovers non-adherence to the Edo State Public Procurement Law in the award of major contracts, which led to several variations in contract sums. He added that in some cases, the variations are higher than the initial contract sum. Chairman of the committee, Dr. Ernest Afolabi Umakihe, cited the Radisson Hotel project, the Museum for West African Art, MOA, and the cyber security license for the Edo Gov as some examples.
The transaction on the Radisson Hotel project leaves much to be desired. Whilst the project was initiated by the state government by sourcing for over 70.5 billion from the stock market and an initial payment of 2 billion for acquisition of land, it is noted that just before the exit of the immediate past administration, the ownership has changed, leaving Edo State, the core investor, with 20% ownership.
The committee says when it returns from the Christmas break on the 6th of January 2025, it will be looking at other critical sectors such as the housing sector, education to include Subeb and Edo Best, Ministry of Environment, College of Health Sciences and Technology, Edo Project, Paddock, MOA, Edo Electrification Agency, sales of shares in Boa Cement and Modular Refinery, among others. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has doled out 21 million naira and food items to children with special needs in Ekiti State to celebrate his 57th birthday. The event, which was low-key at the Government House, had in attendance representatives from all the special schools across Ekiti State. Olukemi Soni has details.
Since assumption of office in the year 2022, Governor Biodun Oyebanji has always celebrated his birthday with people living with disabilities and always directs his friends and well-wishers who have gifts for him to take them to the less privileged in the state. This year's birthday is not an exemption, as representatives of Ekiti State Government Special School for the Deaf, Ikore Ekiti, Ekiti State Government Special School for the Blind, Ikere Ekiti, Ekiti State Government Special School for Children with Physical and Intellectual Disabilities, Ido Ekiti, Relief and Rehabilitation Home for People Living with Disabilities and Emotional Disorder, Ado Ekiti, and Ekiti State Therapy Center for Children Living with Disabilities, all converged on Oshuntoku Pavilion at the Government House to celebrate with the governor. The governor, who was represented by his wife, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, doled out 5 million naira each for the 4 special schools and 1 million naira for the Therapy Center for Children with Disabilities, as in addition to food items.
They are gifts from God, and God who created them Sure that they fulfill destiny, regardless of their condition. Let's show them love.
They are joined UNO bands as they expressed their appreciation in Ado-Ekiti, Olukemi, Sani, NTA News.
That's it from Benin. We'll take another break. Nationwide will continue in Jos with Bilikisu right after.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with undying demand. We ignite passion, yeah.
Jos. To enhance fiscal responsibility awareness, address knowledge gap and weak fiscal practice at the state and local government levels, the Fiscal Responsibility Commission has brought together critical key players in public funds management towards entrenching fiscal responsibility at the subnational levels in the country. Indiang and Abuja reports.
The North Central Zonal Summit of Fiscal Responsibility Institutions is funded by European Union Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption ROLAC Phase 2 Program of International IDEA in collaboration with the Fiscal Responsibility Commission. It drew state and non-state actors from states within the North Central Zone to brainstorm on integrating the citizens into fiscal decision-making, states and local government. Governor Kele Mutfwang and the Chairman Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Victor Morocco, all represented, emphasized the need for deliberate and concerted efforts as strengthening fiscal responsibility through prudent and transparent public funds management.
Think of the future. So in decisions that we make, in being transparent, we'll, situate projects or services that we want to render in such a way that they'll have a long-lasting effect.
Let the people know, take ownership of decisions that are made concerning how to raise this money, and let the decisions be such as are targeted towards the welfare of the people.
Other speakers are advocating increased inclusivity of citizens and accessibility of information on public funds.
Kind of doing peer learning and engaging in such a way that they can see the value of allowing instruments and processes.
There is the need for the people to know who are working on those projects, so that at the end of the day, if those projects are not being executed, they will know who to hold responsible.
In Jos, Indenyan and Abuja, NTA News.
As part of implementation support mission, a team from the World Bank is in Plateau State to assess the activities of the livestock productivity and resilience support project aimed at enhancing efficiency in the livestock industry. The report. The visit by the World Bank is to assess the various projects embarked upon by LPRES in the state and to address identified challenges within the livestock value chain. The mission, led by the task team leader Manuel Sene, was at the Integrated Dairies Limited VOM, where they were intimated on the activities of the outfit by the Chief Operating Officer Abhe Margadi. The company, which is in dairy production, has over the years faced various challenges, which has affected its productivity, and this visit, they believe, will address some of its challenges.
Yearly percentage loss, because we don't have cooling system to transport it. We have close to 3 to 5%, and that 3 to 5% year on year, it's not good in numbers.
Assuring of its intervention, the team lead says LPRES will come up with workable solutions that will be beneficial to the company and the state as a whole.
Like what you are doing, so just like for next step, if you can share with us also just one or three file presenting your idea, including all what you said you are doing. So, any document you can share with us today or tomorrow.
Other areas visited by the mission include a proposed 39 hectares of land for artificial insemination and breeding multiplication center, as well as the Farmers Field School.
We have gone to about 3 states or 4 states. Now we are on our last lap, that is Plateau State, to assess the implementation so far. And we have visited about 3 or 4 sites. The Josmen Abattoir, we have visited IDLEA, and we are here in the office of the El Press office, and we have visited a farmer Fiscal just now.
It provided us ways to interact with the World Bank so that we can improve the way that we do things to ensure that quality is done in every project that is being done. Lessons have actually been learned during this visit, and it will actually impact positively in our way forward for a better project.
That's our contribution from Jos. Nationwide continues with Olajide in Abuja.
All right, many thanks, Bilkisu. And just before we go, a quick hint for our sports fans that Nigeria home-based Eagles will clash in a couple of minutes with the Black Galaxies of Ghana in the Chan Championship qualifiers first round. And that's it on Nationwide. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Olajide Bello.